Hi guys.
I also got to mention this on Instagram too, because this is what you just said is absolutely ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, Christine thinks that there's only one person, but clearly 4 people had joined into this thing, and she was like, oh, just one person watches the show. This is fantastic. Just, completely pushing aside the other great fans of the Get Realisms podcast. Christine, are you ready to do the show or what?
Yeah, let's do it. Before I fall asleep.
Yeah, if you fall asleep in the middle of the show, I would love it. I would love it. I can't wait. All I have to do is just speak for more than 2 minutes, and then I'll put you right to sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Get Realisms podcast. I'm Adam Chase Rennie.
And I am Christine Chen.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. We're here again for another episode, and Christine, like we talked about last week, had her test screenings. Christine, was it dope, or was it?
It was dope.
Yeah,
it was dope. It was in a little tiny theater. It was cute. It was all the way in St. Joe, Texas, which is like near Gainesville, which is 4.5 hours away from Austin. It was a long drive. Yeah, which it's fun when you're trying to coordinate export time. So we definitely had to finish our film the day before, and then the morning of, I was still exporting stuff, and then I ran over to my friend who has a Blu-ray burner, and then realized that his stuff doesn't read. He doesn't have the right Premiere to read a certain file. So then I had to go to my colorist place, export the film, go back to Scott's, burn the video. And then we didn't leave till 1 p.m. and we rolled right up when the event was starting, basically. With Blu-ray disc.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are like in the Olympics, like in the relay race, right at the last fucking minute.
Exactly. I felt like, I was like, what am I making right now? It feels like it's a 48-hour film festival. Like literally, I drove up to my colorist and she threw the window. I didn't come out. I rolled down my window. She was waiting on her porch, comes out with the drive, hands me the drive. I drive back home. It's a relay race, literally a relay race. And this was a lot more stressful than I thought, only because this is the first time when all the components of post came together. Most of them, a lot of them. So before that, my film has only been in my possession. So, I didn't have to worry about the sound mix, as there was no sound mix. The only other component that I may drop in here and there is from my composer, right? There was no VFX, there was no color. I owned all the clips. Well, this is the first time when the colorist had to export her clips because she just finished coloring the first pass, which she needs time. And so whatever time she gets done at, right? And then this is the first time when the composer had the music all the way to the end. And the first time, and he has to send it to the sound mixer because the sound mixer is going to mix in the music. So that's a whole thing. So I had to coordinate them, and they got to take some time. And then on top of that, I've got 2 VFX people where I'm dropping clips left and right from what they've finished this far. So, I mean, the first 2 hours of the day prior was troubleshooting, like, why isn't our stuff syncing together? Like, we were all on, apparently not everybody was on the most updated timeline. So things were like unsynced because I unfortunately had to cut, do another edit after we called picture lock, but we weren't picture locked, basically. Soft lock, maybe.
I was gonna say a rough lock, but soft lock.
Yeah, a soft lock. Yeah, soft lock. We're in a soft lock, and so I threw.
That's my favorite genre of music. Soft lock.
Is that a real genre?
No, it's a play on words of soft rock.
Okay.
Bugs Bunny style.
Oh, Although that would have been cool if it's a real thing. Soft lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soft lock.
But yeah, so on soft lock, and so like that effed everything up basically, and people colors was like none of the clips match. I'm like, I swear I only edited the intro, but like she hadn't updated with the new XML, because if you update with a new XML, then it kind of like undoes a lot of the work she's done basically, which that's not cool. So it was just like back and forth, back and forth. We finally like got it all in sync, but then like there's exporting process and all sorts of stuff. But needless to say, I was up till 3 a.m. before I exported anything. And
Jesus.
yeah, and then the issue is that the screening was 4.5 hours away. So
Well,
I
that's
had
what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
you just didn't get any fucking sleep?
No, yeah. And I drove my lead actress and my colorist there, and then drove them back the same day. So I drove for 9 hours on Saturday, Friday. So
Yeah.
9 hours on Friday, back and forth, right? And
Makes
then
sense.
hadn't slept the day before because I was trying to get things like exported on time. So
Mm.
it was a lot. This was a stressful run. But my hope was that now we've ironed out hopefully most of the issues with working with multiple workflows. So
Yeah.
maybe it'll get to be more smooth next time. But yeah, note to self, I knew this would happen, but like I didn't think I would be up till 4. I thought, maybe I'd be up till like 1 or 2 a.m. But the problem is like when things come in and people are on a rush schedule, there's going to be mistakes. And I've got to sit through and watch the film the whole way through, the hour and a half. That's what's annoying. It's an hour and a half each time. Like a short film is like 15 minutes. That's totally fine, right? An hour and a half each time to quality check it. And I'm catching stuff. And that like makes me more anxious because I'm like, there's mistakes all over this place, so I'm just like trying to fix stuff here and there. So it was really stressful. And then this was the stupid part.
Yeah.
Okay. The stupid part was this. My friend, very smart of her, messaged me and was like, hey, somebody fell out of our 48-hour film festival team. Are you free on Saturday? I'm being stupid. I just look at my calendar and I don't see anything on Saturday.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
I know, it's my own damn fault. So I look at the calendar. I'm like, yeah, I don't have anything scheduled on Saturday. I forgot that I had to drive 4.5 hours after a screening the day before, and I would be back at like 3 or 4 a.m. And our call time was 7 a.m. So yeah. But yeah, that was my weekend. I did a 48-hour, and that's where I got to go after this. I got to go and approve the edit that the team is editing it right now. So
yeah, I could have sworn like I was following some Louisiana folks and I saw you just like pass by through like the Instagram stories. I'm like, what the fuck? Is that Christine? And it was like 24 or 48-hour fast. I'm like,
yeah,
wait a second.
Yeah.
You got a movie to edit, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah, that was stupid.
What are you doing? Yeah, I was confused. I was like, wait, did you not do the test screening? So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till the podcast because I wanted to be, I had questions and stuff, but I wanted to, going back to, oh wait, actually, are you finished with the 48-hour thing? Like, what did you do? What was your position?
So I was the director.
You were directing. Okay.
So my job is not done yet because I got to approve the edit. It's not done. They have to submit it at 7:30 p.m. So I have to go to the editor's house after this podcast to go and look at the edit basically, and approve it or give suggestions or notes or whatever. So no, it's technically
you really
not
can't
done.
stop working.
Yeah, I have a problem.
That's hilarious, dude. I love it. I mean, but that's so fucking Christine Chen, dude. That's a Christine Ash Chen thing to do. But I wanted to ask you something about Ursula.
Yeah.
You said, I mean, it made me laugh, but I kind of wanted to talk about it more. So like the fact that you're just so used to a short film, like format, you're watching this movie back to back, hour and a half.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half each time. It's watching Game of Thrones. Like it's so long. Yeah, and so it's every time it's an hour and a half, an hour and a half. So I have to like, it's just that's how you have to review everything because you just don't know like, hey, this one time something got turned off or
Yeah.
turned on. That was the big problem. Was like our sound mixer didn't have much time to. He just got the file like a few days ago, and unfortunately, coincidentally, he also got the file when he was traveling, so he had like 2 days to work on it. So when he imports things
Wow.
in, for example, like things that were muted get unmuted. So when I'm like
Uh-huh.
listening and QCing and everything, I'm trying to catch all those things. But even that, like, you still won't catch some stuff. And so it's just it's a pay. It was a fun experience. What it made me realize is like how so many things I take for granted with my own experiences and how that's only probably 10% of the world. So
Right.
making that. So to give context, Gainesville is a very small town. It's a small town, small southern town.
It is a small town. I did
uh,
a shoot
in
there
the
once.
Bible Belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my
It
film's
is.
LGBTQ and like really all diverse. There's
Fantasy.
like all the bad guys are white hillbillies.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And I didn't really think about that. And I'm watching this with like people who are very nice and kind and awesome, and they're like, cowboy wearing cowboy hats and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh shit!
Damn it!
I'm like,
No.
I'm so going to offend everyone. Yeah, in this film. But it's funny
But
because
how
like
did it take though? It didn't seem like.
no, it was funny.
Yeah.
Layla came with us. Layla, who plays Ursula.
Yeah.
She was like, oh no, that when the girls were kissing, there were some men that were like, oh yeah. And she's like, but it was a positive oh, it wasn't like oh god, it was a oh, this is hot,
Yeah. This is new.
This is new, I've never seen that, I'd like it. Yeah,
But it's received positively, so
I
that's
think so. Yeah, it was fun
you're in the right
because
direction.
the sponsors were excited to tell me that they were looking for the stuff that they sponsored, and they were excited when they saw it.
Oh,
And,
right.
yeah. So I thought that was neat. They were like, that's our hat, that's our shirt,
Mhm.
that's our, and I was like, that must be fun to be able to see what ended up in the film. So
That's fun for them.
yeah. So it seemed like it was a good time, but it also what it opened my eyes to is, I'm very aware this happens, but like when it's just in theory, it doesn't hit you as hard, is that everybody watches films in so many different ways. You just don't know how they're going to watch it, right? And so we've been coloring this film on like perfect cinema grade screens and stuff. And like we play it at this tiny ass, movie theater that probably hasn't upgraded their system in like 20 or 30 years. And like my colorist is like freaking out because everything that looks a certain way on her screens looks completely different on the screen, So, and to give you an example,
Right.
Is that things that were like super dark on my end on my computer were like very bright on the other screen. There were things in there that I saw that I was like, I haven't seen this before because I can't see it on my computer. But it was like all crystal clear on the other one. I was just like, uh-oh. And she's like, that's supposed to be dark. I'm like, I don't know what their screen specs are. So that's why we do these test screenings. It's to realize that everybody watches things on multiple devices, on different settings and everything. It's not all going to be perfect cinema quality, calibrated screens. And so it's still got to play relatively acceptable on all these screens. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So you kind of have to find like a nice, happy compromise for all of it. So
what was the compromise?
I think it's just that we got to go through and look at the color space and see like, hey, we're worried that maybe it's an export problem. We're not sure yet. We're still trying to troubleshoot it. So
Okay.
I'm not sure what the compromise. We got to learn and
Deep
figure it out.
technicalities.
Yeah, it's deep. It's stuff I don't even understand. So
Right. This is a different language for me. Yeah, no, I get it. But I mean, I can only, yeah, you're right, though. Those test screenings do help in this long run, too, especially giving you this moment of clarity that, oh, not all screens are the same.
yeah, not all screens are the same. Not all people have ever seen two girls kiss. You know,
Yeah.
not everybody in the world
Yeah.
is cool with, you know, African American leads, whatever. You know, it's shocking to some people. So I didn't realize it. Like, I'm so desensitized to it because that's just what I'm around, what we're around all the time.
Right.
So
Yeah, exactly.
but you want to,
It's alarming when you go outside of those
yeah,
boundaries.
it's
Yeah.
definitely, you're like, uh-oh, I
Shit.
didn't think it was that controversial, but I
Mm.
guess it is. You know, like, I'm realizing certain things about it. I'm like, girl on girl is so last year.
Early 2000s, maybe. I don't know. That was the first time I've
Yeah,
seen it.
like, why
I
is
mean,
it shocking?
yeah, it shouldn't. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, that's fun though. At least you. So, do you feel like you're crossing the finish line at like sooner, or you feel like the finish line's getting pushed far?
No, it's not getting pushed further. It's probably
Yeah,
about the same as anticipated.
gotcha.
We
Okay.
kind of have a built-in deadline. Some of the filmmakers out there know Sundance regular date submissions is August 25th.
Right.
So we want to try, you know, our distributors are like, just make a good movie. Stop trying to make a deadline for the distribution. But I'm like, but like, if we don't try, then we'll never know whether we would make
Right.
it or not, you know?
Yeah, it's like
So,
almost like stand-up comedy. You got to try out the jokes, and if it lands, somebody's gonna notice it, and
right.
you're gonna go up. You know,
Yeah.
people want to snatch it.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited. So the festival circuits, so you have a whole plan for that between Sundance and other festivals and stuff like
Plan
that?
is loose, but we have a spreadsheet that says like these are some of the festivals we want to submit to. But August 25th is a good gauge because that is one of the first bigger deadlines. Everything around, well, because Sundance is a winter festival, so it'll show like January, February next year. Everything else that I am aware of, like South by Southwest, Austin Film Festival, there's a whole slew of spring festivals, and their deadlines are around September and October, November. So if we're ready for the first festival that, you know, we should ideally or in theory be ready for the other ones, you know. So this is a nice like kick in the butt to be like, let's get it done, let's get it ready. So but that's when you work with a team. It's hard. People have lives, you know. I can't expect that because I don't have a life that everybody else doesn't have a life, you know. Is So I'm like, can you do this now? They're like, no, I'm at a party. I'm like, fuck. What's a party? Yeah.
No, I'm with my family actually. I'm
Yeah,
enjoying my
that's the
life.
biggest one. I'm with my family. I'm like, why?
Why? Why are you spending time with your family?
Yeah.
Spent enough time
Terrible.
out of the womb and everything. Childhood.
Oh my gosh. I had with regards to family and stuff like that. This is separate, but I don't know why this reminded me. I had a moment yesterday when I was directing the 48 where somebody, the makeup artist from our team, was walking back to the house and they were in the shot. And I was like, hey guys, can you just walk faster? You know, me and my AD brain. Then she was like, I can't, I'm pregnant. I'm like, ah, fuck, now I'm a terrible person. I just told a pregnant lady to walk faster.
Move. I'm carrying another human being.
Yeah.
Move.
Yeah, I'm such a dick. I felt
No.
horrible. After that, I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, you were just in the shot and like the sun was going and like, but I totally get it. I didn't mean to like be inconsiderate.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you didn't. I mean, you didn't mean anything by it, and I think she knows that too. It's
Yeah.
it's just but it is kind of one of those funny things that like you could be on fire or have your limbs chopped off. It doesn't matter. Like Christine's gonna
Move
tell your
now.
ass to move. Hey, I know
You're
you're
in the
stabbed,
shot.
but you need to leave.
You need to leave right now. I know it's worse.
I know it's fine. Well, I mean, there's plenty of other fucking people who are like you only do it for the sake of like getting the day like
Yeah,
through and stuff like
true.
that and getting on schedule and whatnot. So it's not inherently all, you know, people think it's just like, oh yeah, you just want to be an asshole just to be in sake of
No,
being an
I
asshole.
don't. I
No,
don't.
it's
Yeah.
not that. It's just you realize that 15 hours in a day is not that fucking much. Like it
It's
is
not.
it is nothing. It is nothing unless you're gonna plan for night shoots throughout that. I mean, I guess, but still though, like it's 15 hours. Like Jesus Christ, like that's you know.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, you're like, oh, that's plenty of time. Why would we be stressed out about it? And then you realize that like after 5 hours, the sun drastically changes, and you're like, oh, that's why.
Mhm.
Shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you had that moment of realization, but it's hilarious the fact that you can't stop fucking working. You can't focus one thing at a goddamn time. I would be well, that's the thing. I envy you. I wish I have that. I wish I can have that ability to just be like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna tackle another thing on my plate. Regardless if you think it's stupid or not, I think it's great because that means you're constantly moving. You're constantly
I
working.
am constantly moving.
I
But
hate
that's a
standing.
survival skill though for me. I feel like it's a coping
Sure.
mechanism. I rather it makes me feel good. I'm constantly moving. It's actually when I'm like stagnant and like sitting by myself at a beach where I'm supposed to be on vacation. I'm like,
Right. Remember vacations? Wow. Yeah. I don't remember
But
that.
Carly's watching, but that's we both of us have not had any chance to soak in the fact that we are about to leave for LA, and we haven't been able to enjoy the fact that hey, we have a career highlight where we got hired to go to a project in LA when there's plenty of people in LA that could have been hired for, you know?
Right.
So we're like, we have to like slow down and like try to enjoy the fact that we're in LA.
Yes.
And both of us have
Absolutely.
been stressed out of our minds because we're like working so much.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. When you going?
I leave on Thursday.
Turds Day.
Yeah,
Oh.
I leave from this week from Austin. We're driving.
Well, let me know where you're staying because I mean, as a guy who is familiar with LA, let me just tell you something. I know restaurants and I know places to stuff yo faces. So
Yay! Yes.
hit me up. Let me know where you're going, and
Okay.
I'll be your remote guide.
Yay! We would love that. Just give us a list. We'll just go. I plan trips. I plan trips around food all the time.
Oh, I mean
Yeah.
that's the only way I lived. I mean, like because I was just as a sidebar, I didn't really have like the ability to drink nor like because I was younger than 21
Okay.
time. So when I was exploring, all I did was like go to food spots, and it was like the
Yeah.
best fucking thing ever. Granted, I gained like at least 45 to 50 pounds, but they, you know, it was well fucking worth it. It was
Yeah.
amazing. So I was very blessed with that. I didn't thoroughly enjoy the experience for other reasons, but it was still LA is a great place, especially for like food spots
How
and
long were you in LA? I forgot.
it was just like for a summer. It was for, and I
Okay.
also visit all the time going to Disneyland with my mother. So we would just stop by
Aw.
LA
Do
and
you have like every year you go to Disneyland? Or how
we
when was the
did.
last
Yeah,
time you were at Disneyland?
we had a hang on. We had it's not here, but my wallet, I still have my season pass for Disneyland, and
Oh,
I mean, it expired years ago, but it's still like one of those token things where it's just like still one of my favorite places ever. I mean, that's where I got this hat. That's where I got like, I mean, a lot of my Star Wars shit. Yeah, it's one, and it's also where I got my tattoo idea too. Was in Disneyland. I drew it like in the middle of like standing in line for a ride. I drew it one time, and I was like, oh, can I get this as a tattoo? And then I texted a buddy who did this, and he was like, oh, when you come back, let me know. And I did it for my birthday. But anyways, I digress. You're gonna enjoy it, and yes, you're right. Relish the moment, especially going to LA. Like, yeah, take in all of them. It might be still tent city around there. I mean, depending on where you live, so be careful. But at the same time,
more San Francisco than LA.
it might be. I don't know. I'm so out of step with California. I mean, and my friends live in San Francisco too, and they're telling me it's not great, but you're gonna have a great time. I'm excited.
I'm excited about the food, and the production is the top of the line. They're all Korean, so I'm like, oh my god, I really hope we have really good Asian food on set for once. So.
Oh, are you? Oh my gosh, the Korean spots in. I can name. I can name them. I can name them like with my fingers and toes. There's so many. It's so good.
I love Korean food. So.
Yeah, like some good Korean bulgogi. It's top notch over there, LA.
Yes. Have you ever been to a place called BCD Tofu? It's in the Korean.
No, I heard of it though. No, I'd never been there.
It's great. It's like a 24 hours. It's awesome.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's 24-hour Korean place.
Is it downtown LA? Or is it like
they have several, I think. I'm
okay. Never mind. So it's probably like one of those local chains.
I think so. Yeah, there's a few spots, it looks like now. Korean restaurants.
I'll tell you, I've heard of it and I've been to 24 hour, but never a Korean place though. I've always seen Japanese places for some reason. I don't know.
Really? I've never been to a 24-hour
Japanese restaurant. Yeah, like this. They have like there's one place where they had like a 24-hour sushi bar. I don't know if it's still there. It's it was a while ago, and I remembered somebody told me it closed down. But yeah, it was my favorite spot. But I know there's other spots that I honestly can't remember.
Yeah,
but
the tofu, the BC Tofu House is on Wilshire Boulevard. I just looked up. So.
Oh, okay. That's way far from where I lived, but yeah, that's like on the opposite side.
Where did you live in Los Angeles?
I more outside. I stayed with a bunch of friends of mine in a house in Pasadena. So
Pasadena is a good.
It's really far. Yeah, it's
I don't even like Pasadena is in LA.
Well, that's what I mean. Like that's why like people get mad at me whenever I say, "Oh yeah, I'm from LA." And they're like, "Oh yeah, where?" And I'm like, "Pasadena." They're like, "Get the fuck out of here! Get out of here!"
Well, that's like when people say like, "Hey, I live in Round Rock or Manor versus Austin," right?
Oh yeah.
Although I don't feel like
that's different though, Chrissy, because like Pasadena is like 45-hour away from downtown LA, like from Hollywood. So Round Rock is like fucking 30 minutes less than sometimes.
With traffic it's like an hour sometimes.
Oh, give me a break. Oh, I will say you will. Oh, I'm so happy you're gonna experience LA traffic. You're gonna have the greatest time of your fucking life. And I know for a fact you're gonna be on the 405 and that shit gets backed up once it's 3:30. Whoo, lady. Whoo!
Yeah. Luckily, my AC's fixed, and I got plenty of podcasts to catch up on.
Oh, yeah.
Traffic doesn't bother nearly as much as it used to. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll use this time to learn something. Yeah, so.
And thank God. If it was like, if we didn't have music or radios or any of that fucking shit,
everybody
would go. Yeah, I would go out of my car. Like I would step out of my car at some point. It would be a nightmare.
No concept of time or distance.
No.
No, I have concept of time. It's just distance. Yes, distance. I have no concept of time. That's for sure.
No. But what is, and that's very true actually. And what's funny is that,
The distance is true, and I've had multiple friends be like, because I'll be like, oh yeah, it's walking distance, and then 3 miles later, they're like, this is not walking distance. I'm like,
exactly.
well, I can walk to it.
I can walk to it, and I do it all the time. It's like, yeah, this is a workout, Christine. This is like if we're doing like cardio training or some shit.
I've done that a few times. And my friends have stopped asking me about like where they don't trust my judgment when it comes to where things are. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, time in relation to distance is what Kelly said. Yeah. Wow, Kelly, you're just dropping some Christine math. Time equal relation equal distance MC squared. There was something else I was gonna say too. That you it is so funny too. Like it can be only 30 seconds and it's like 5 minutes in Christine time.
Yes.
After 30 seconds, it's like, so do you have the thing? It's like, you just asked me 30 seconds ago, and now you're telling me an ETA?
She at least is smart enough to. She literally has a stopwatch, and she can tell me exactly how long has passed. Because
really?
then I can't.
Wow.
That way, I can't argue with her. She'll be like,
Carly,
yes,
are you watching this still? Please tell me that's true. That's amazing.
She goes, you asked me that 2 minutes ago, and I told you it'd be 10 minutes, and so it's still 8 more minutes left. She's like, and she sends me a screenshot of her timer. I'm like,
and you're like, oh,
can't argue with that.
No. Why can't time? And then your complaint is, why can't time move faster? Then time does move really fast, and then you're like, oh, I just need shit to slow down. Oh, Carly's on Facebook, and she says it's true. Oh man,
that's what's so.
That
funny.
is incredible.
She makes me eat my words. I'm like, Carly, what's the ETA for here? I told you 5 minutes ago that it was going to take 15 minutes.
Stutter.
Right, according to my stopwatch, it still needs 10 more minutes. I'm like, oh, great.
Okay, I guess I'll just wait, whatever that means. Ugh. Hate it. Yeah. You really, I really don't understand. I mean, like, because, and this is Noah, because my mother's the same way. My dad is also too in many ways as well. Like, my mom and my dad both have a real.
My parents
real
are
short.
both like this. Mainly my dad. My dad gets mad at my mom all the time because he'll be like, we need to leave at this time to go to whatever event and stuff. And then so the thing is, like, it's like going on vacation with my parents is very stressful. It's not a vacation. Is this like, I don't know if anybody else has, but my parents are like, my dad plans everything to the T, like everything. And then he like gets stressed out. He stresses all of us out because he's like, we were going to be at Epcot at 3 p.m. and it's 3:05 right now. Like,
the schedule's
our
ruined.
whole schedule is ruined. I'm like, it's vacation.
Yeah, dude, that's how my parents are too. That's why they didn't last after when I was like 5 years old. They're like, peace, we're gonna divorce. We can't even agree on the same fucking shit when it comes to time and relation and distance. Shut up. Yeah, no, my dad is very, very impatient when it comes to lines. Yeah. Oh man, my dad is looking for a fight at the DMV all the time. Like, getting a driver's license is a crisis. And even like, talk about Disneyland too, like standing in line for anything, like it's painful with parents. Other people are usually like, they just wait, just like normal people. But my family are just like, what is this shit? Why are we doing this? We're too old for this shit to wait. Get out of here. We're not waiting for shit. We're leaving.
Yeah.
In fact.
Yeah, I know. It's just, We've mastered the art of waiting in lines at Disneyland.
Well, I was yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was gonna say, so this is what we do. We go to Chinatown and buy a crap load of food, and we just eat it the whole time we're in the line. We're eating in line. Time goes by a lot faster. That's true.
So is that why you like eating standing up sometimes?
That's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a few times where I caught you like during production. It freaked me out. I don't know why. People eating standing up, I get real nervous around. I'm just like, what are you doing? Sit down. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do.
I'm just so used to being on my feet. Like,
and you were just like socializing and eating and just like, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was just like weirding. I'm like, stop it. Stop this. Why are you doing this? You're ruining me. Eating standing up. It's a threat. It's like a predator like hunting out its prey. It's just like I don't like that shit. It's like I'm holding a plate of food, asshole. Shut up. Yeah, so you buy a whole bunch of food, stand in line, so you just completely like take away that whole experience.
Yeah,
waiting.
You're now eating and having a good time eating, and it's like it's anything you can do passively is smart in my opinion, because that's why I love having treadmill while I edit, because I don't realize I'm working out because I'm so fixated.
And we talked about that. We both hate working out. And let me tell you something. I pulled out my mother's old dumb like the bicycle thing that just like stands in place and you can just pedal and shit like that.
Yeah.
I did that and I played I got back into playing video game. I know you don't care, but like I'm playing Cyberpunk and it is fantastic.
So you bike while you play video games?
Yeah, and it's the best fucking thing. It was actually not bad.
Because you don't realize
it's
doing
not bad.
And you probably bike harder when you're like trying to like win something.
Basically, yeah. Or so there was one time where I really I fucked my shoulder up so goddamn bad because for some reason when I didn't realize this until this happened. When I play video games, I always lean every time I move my character.
Oh, I do the same thing. If I lean harder, then
I don't know why I do that. I never thought I've ever done that. And I even asked my friends of mine, I'm like, have you seen me do that? They're like, yeah, we thought it was the goofiest fucking shit when we were growing up. I'm like, why didn't you say something? And one time I was playing and I moved, I did like a sharp turn. I was driving in the game, by the way. I was driving and I made a sharp turn and I did this. And when I whipped, I fell straight to the floor right on my shoulder.
Oh no.
And like my legs are just dangling right off the fucking exercise bike.
Yeah.
And so I was out of commission, but listen, it works. It's good. I just got to know what the fuck I'm doing,
I do the same thing. I feel like the TV will feel me.
The TV, yeah. It does. Well, I don't know why, but I feel like my responses, I guess, and my body movements responds better with the controller. I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Adam doesn't make any sense. But this is why you guys tune in, and this is why I love you guys so much.
Yes.
Christine, so go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm gonna see my brother will want to. We're trying to do like a family meetup in the 2 weeks that I actually am not on set in September. I'm like, actually, maybe they'll be up for taking, because Henry hasn't been to Disneyland. My little nephew, maybe that'd be good.
Yes. Oh, taking it I took my little cousin one time to Disneyland. I was like 20. I was 21 at the time, and it was the best. It's the best because you get to experience Disneyland a whole nother way with I know it sounds really weird. I'm not saying like, hey guys, go to Disneyland with small children. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you have a family member who never been, take them. If you have a family member who is just like, yeah, I've always wanted to go to Disneyland, take them. It's going to be the best experience you'll ever have. Trust me. It's like taking a new person, you get a whole, and I don't know how many times you've been to Disneyland, and shit must change, you know, in those few times.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of shit changed. I haven't been to Disneyland since I got here to Texas.
That's what, 5 years?
Who, me? No,
Yeah.
at 3 years. I hit 3 years.
Has it only been 3 years?
Yeah. And this
I was
August
well,
15th will be 3 years I've known you.
only 3 years? When did
Yeah.
because you jumped on
2018.
Yeah, 6 words was only that. Man, time for me. No concept of time.
I know.
I get it now. I'm like, that was like 10 years ago. No, I guess.
And
it's
every single time you bring up 6 words, every single time without fail, you're like, yeah, you were on that, right? You were a PA on that. And I'm like, no, I was never at all. I was on writer's block. And you were like, oh, every
Yeah, I
time.
do the same thing with Kelly. I think she's on every single set that I'm on. It weirds me out when she's not. I'm like, yeah, when we did that. She's like, I wasn't on that set. I was like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you were. Who was the production designer? Yeah.
Again, no relation for time.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's been only 3 years for me, but what a journey it's been for you.
Yeah. Do you see yourself going somewhere else after Austin, or is Austin where you're gonna stay?
Yeah, Austin's where it's at, baby. Come on now. Don't give me that sassafras. And by the way, I can say I am the first Californian, aside from probably other people who I don't know, but I'm the first Californian that I know that has been here before Joe Rogan. So before the Rogan exodus, I've been here tried and true for 2 years in 2018, you know, as a humble barista, then turned PA into the film industry, with the thanks of Christine Chen, of course. But yeah, I mean, you know, I can never see myself moving again. I mean, like I fucking hate moving. So moving from out of California, I was like, oh yeah, no, this is a done deal. Like I'm not gonna leave Texas. So after I was also worried too, because like whenever you move to a different state, I don't know if it's the same thing for you, Christine, or for anyone who moved out of state before.
Mhm.
You get a feeling of like uneasiness, like the first couple of months for me. Like the first month or two, I felt uneasy. I was like, oh, this is strange. You know, I don't know how I feel about this. But then I realized, like after a while, I was like, oh, it's just another city. Shit's more spread out. Things are cheaper.
Mhm.
Gas isn't. I mean, when I left California, gas was $4.88 per gallon. Yeah,
488.
$4.88 per gallon when I left, and and that was June 14th or 15th, something like no. It was like June 17th or 18th. Anyways, but it was 2018. So I don't know. I have no fucking clue what it is now. I can't even imagine what it is now, you know,
Yeah.
especially in the Bay Area where I'm from. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like unless like LA gets better, maybe, but I don't know. Like Austin is just so much better. I know people are gonna fight me in the comments, and that's fine. I'm willing to stand my ground.
I think it's just it's a pleasant place. There's too many things to do to like I don't see how people can be bored in Austin.
Oh no, not at all. And that
Yeah.
was a thing
Oh,
with
Mark.
LA. Yeah, and that was the
Yes.
thing with LA. It's just everything was just so much just shoved at you like all the fucking time. And you can throw a rock and you can hit like 19 restaurants. You know, it's insane over in LA. I love it, but I mean, every time I'm there, every time I see LA, Bay Area is my home. So I
Mhm.
definitely see the Bay Area as my home, but I see LA for me as like kind of like a vacation destination. So even though I lived there for a minute, I still felt like it was vacation, even though I drove a car and I
Yeah.
brought my car and I worked even in LA. Like it was still weird to me. Yeah, but except for being stuck in, 3.5 hours of 405 traffic.
Yeah. I do. I remember that. How bad that traffic was, like bad. Because I literally, I was there. I lived there for 3 months. In 2000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 2011, I believe, which was during what they called Carmageddon when 405 was shut down.
Yeah. Holy
Mhm.
shit. You were
Yeah.
there. I mean, I
Yeah.
was in the Bay Area at the time. So
Yeah.
that's crazy. What the fuck? That's nuts. So you were like, you couldn't drive anywhere. Like you couldn't
You
go
know what
anywhere.
was funny
Huh.
is that they publicized it so much about, hey, 405 is going to be closed. You should
Yeah.
stay home. That the roads were great. Carmageddon was great. There was no Carmageddon. Yeah.
You guys just still were just like, fuck you. We're driving.
Yeah, we were like speeding down 405. It was fantastic.
I
Yeah.
bet. I bet. And I mean, yeah, that's crazy because I remember like reading that on the news and like I was like, wow, how weird. That's crazy. Is this like is it post-apocalyptic over there? Like what's happening? It's
Mm.
crazy. It's like you guys are just like no fucking cars. All right. Well, best of luck to you. That's like saying it's just like going to New York and saying like, yeah, no more trains, no more subways. You guys are gonna have to walk your happy asses. It's like, oh, fuck you too. Yeah, that's crazy. So when you lived, did you work you worked in the industry at the time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was the period when I was going to start a film, like my production company, Moth Flame,
Right.
and I decided to go and intern there at 20th Century Fox. It was one of the few positions that had pay. They give you a stipend and stuff. What I did, I mean, it was $2,000 stipend for 3 months. That's not gonna pay like your rent. It's not gonna do much. But so I took a lot of odd jobs, and the jobs I took were all um basically like post-production jobs. So I got to meet a lot of people that way.
Yeah.
Um that was the first time I saw somebody grow weed in their closet. I
Oh,
took
the
a
indoor weed. Yeah. Fuck
yeah,
yeah. It's fun.
yeah, I was like, whoa, I never seen that before. Yeah, so I was like, wow. Yeah, so no, it was cool. I think LA, what it is for me is that everybody, there's so many transplants and everybody there wants to make something happen.
Hmm.
So there is an energy there. And if
Would you
uh,
eventually
there's a
live there?
pace. I don't know. I wrestle back and forth about it. I really enjoyed being there, and there are so many business deals are done there. But I also know people saying that like, hey, if you work, if you live there, it's not like you're gonna really work there because everybody takes their
No.
filming. Yeah, everybody takes their filming out to places like Louisiana and
Outsourcing.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, places that are a lot cheaper to
Oh yeah.
do stuff. So um uh, I don't know. I think I'd much of all the places that I've seen. I think Seattle is pretty cool. I could see myself there.
I've never been. I would love to
Seattle's
though.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
bet.
like I said, I was in love with Hawaii, like in love with it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I say I wish, but I'm like, maybe it can happen. Maybe it can. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I see myself living in Hawaii, but at the same time, I'm like, what I want to though? I don't know.
You didn't like it. I mean, you didn't like Hawaii?
Oh, I love Hawaii. No, I love Hawaii. It's just I don't because I'm such a city guy. I was born in the city. in the Bay Area. So I don't know why. I'm city trash like that. West Coast trash. What's up? So I like a metropolitan area. That's why, like, when people are like, "Oh, I'm going to go to the countryside," I'm like, "What? What are you? 95 years old? Get out of here! City for life, homie. What are you talking about?" Now I see why. Especially here in Texas, I definitely see why. Like, the country side of life is a little more, I don't know. It's a little more calm. It's just a little, quiet, which is nice, but it's where the fun is happening, you guys, is in the cities. I guess so. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time anyway. So who the fuck cares? But isn't that crazy though, that you being there in 2011 in the beginnings of Moth to Flame, 10 years later, Christine?
Yeah, still here.
Moth to Flame is coming back in the big bad fucking way to
Still
LA.
here.
Still here.
Yes, still here, still doing the thing, still having.
But no, that's like, just the journey, just in those 10 years in retrospect, that must be wild.
It's weird. I've listened to a lot of podcasts and they say that the part that people underestimate is that they think they have, and I'm definitely in that boat, the whole concept of time. They think they don't have enough time, and there's a lot more time than they think they actually like the 10 years doesn't feel like 10 years to me. It's felt like maybe 5 years has gone past, so it's weird that. And then in the when I had time, I would always edit my like personal reels and stuff every year so that I can look back and realize how much I've actually done, because to me, I'm just going, that I don't really realize that it's just like, I'm on to the next thing. And so it's like, what's happening with that next thing? And
wow.
Sometimes
so
it's nice
you just been nonstop. And
and then, but like when I have time to sit, that's why I like car rides and driving long distances. It's like the one time you're forced to not do anything else. I mean, I've learned how I can learn things while I'm driving, but like through podcasts and stuff like that. But like you have to focus on the road. So I can't like do a million things I want. And it's the time when I just like really process and reflect. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Reflect.
Absolutely.
Reflection.
Yeah.
And then realizing, I didn't. Ursley was not even an idea since last year. It wasn't even a full script since last December. Like things like that is really weird for me to think about, because I'm in the moment right now. I'm just like, oh my God, this is taking so long. I'm so tired of this. All I do is edit and have no life. But in the grand scheme, it seems like, holy shit, like we got a lot done within a few months,
Weeks even.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I mean, you operate on all cylinders, and even during production, we all operated on all cylinders. It was, we were excited. You were excited. Yeah, we wanted to do that. And I'm glad that now after 10 years, you've got a chance to have a mermaid feature underneath your belt. That's fucking fucking rad. Yeah, that is nuts, dude. To think about that. Fuck yeah. You guys, you're like on basic, to me, you're on the Mount Olympus of directors now. You're up there now.
I'm just like,
to me, you can shake hands with Coppola and Spielberg and all those.
I don't know. Like, I was listening
Say
to
hi to Nolan for me. God damn.
I was listening to a podcast where M. Night Shyamalan was talking, and he was saying how when he was editing Sixth Sense, that he kept thinking, this is the last time I'm ever going to work again. He still thinks that way. That's how I feel. I'm like editing this thing, and I'm like, you know what? This is probably the last time they're ever going to let me direct anything ever again. Yeah.
Yeah. This is it, you guys. This is my
This
swan
is
song.
it. The mic's dropped. I'm
Yep,
going
exactly.
out, retiring. Yeah.
Oh man, that must be fucking daunting. I can't even think about, because like half the shit that I write, I'm already so critical of. So I can't even imagine, like, once I'm into post production, that's gonna be a whole other beast I'm not at all aware of. I'm excited to learn more about it and experience it. But yeah, just my perspective of what you've been going through. I still want to do this shit.
You should. It's hard.
I mean,
but
it's like, it's
very
so
rewarding.
fucking hard. It's so hard, but I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't care. I will complain though. There's going to be moments of me just like going off. I mean, I do it already in therapy. So I'm just like, you know what? I gotta pop off for just 5 minutes. I'm going to come back. I'm going to reel it back in, and then we're going to resume as scheduled. But anyways, yeah, no, I'm excited for you, Christine. And
I'm excited for all of us. I just really hope that people like it.
Yeah. And if you people don't like it, let me know, because I'm willing to fight you. Absolutely. UrsulAFilm.com, ladies and gentlemen. Voice your complaints to me today.
Please let me direct more after this.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? No, you're gonna be. Don't you worry, Christine. You're gonna. I mean, and now that you have your eyes on like these festival circuits and stuff like that. Holy shit! You're gonna pop off. Tell me I'm wrong, Instagram. Tell me I'm wrong, Facebook. Do it.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
You're gonna do it, dude. I'm so fucking excited. I really am. I know I keep saying that, but it truly is thrilling. And I purposefully, every time, like, I will look, I feel like I'm spoiling myself every week for the podcast, because like every time I go to your like Instagram feed, I'm just like, oh, I like you. This is so much information that I need to process. I know Christine's going to be talking about this, so let me just save this. Yeah.
How's your script going?
I'm almost wrapped. I'm almost done.
When am I going to be able to read it?
Well, listen, I told myself, and I made a promise to myself that if I don't finish this by the time I turn 27, I've amounted to absolutely nothing.
Dude, you gotta finish it by the end of this month or something. Yeah,
I'm trying.
Okay. So
I
when's
really
the
am
real
trying.
deadline? When's yeah.
Well, there's no real debt. I mean, I set a deadline
That's the
for
problem.
myself.
You have to set a deadline. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm gonna set a deadline. I'm gonna say if
Please
you don't have it finished.
Please don't, because then it's just going to stress me out. Then I'm going to resent it and shit like that. I'm already at the tail end of it too. And also I'm doing storyboards as well. I'm learning, for those of you who just joined in the podcast, I'm learning how to draw. This pretty boy's learning how to draw.
Can you show some?
No, because I'm embarrassed.
Are they really? I mean, you draw though, right?
No, I don't. I don't. I never. I mean, like, I drew when I was growing up, but like they were terrible. They were absolutely awful.
Just know that it can't be worse than my drawings. So
no, I mean, and I'm not trying to be some crazy ass artist. I just I'm trying shit out, I guess, because I have this script is it's really interesting, because like I have a whole soundtrack laid out around this entire script like already. So it's like one of those things where I have there's this entire story that backs up this soundtrack purposefully, and I'm trying to make that come to life essentially. And I'm also a visual learner as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what I want. So there's even been a couple of times where it would be like me setting up my old ass DSLR camera and going to the backyard and shooting random shit with me just like running in and out of frame and shit like that.
Ooh, I
Right?
watched that.
No, I mean, it's one of those things where I don't know what I am trying to look for. And then so when I'm just like, I don't know what I'm trying to do here. I don't know what I'm trying to express here. I go back to old movies and then I'll try to like not mimic them, but do my absolute best to make my own Napoleon ass dynamite version of a shitty version of whatever the fuck those action sequences were. So, yeah, I mean, it's literally a process, and I never wrote a script before either. And God bless my writing mentor. It still is taking me this long because I'm still that unsure about the script. When I probably should be more reassuring, like on myself, like instead of just harping on myself. And then also there's life shit that just happens too, that you know about, it's just, things like this happen. And then once I get back into the rhythm of writing, which is where I am now, or at least trying to, to keep it, I know to just like keep fucking going and just keep working. But I know for a fact I'm dangerously close. Dangerously close. I just gotta keep going.
That's good. When it comes to flow, I had an experience with my composer where I'm like, oh, I thought I was the only person who did this. Apparently you do too. He was, we were in a session together. He's like, I really need to pee, but I don't want to pee because if I pee, I'm going to lose this flow. And I laughed so hard. I was like, oh my gosh, me too. I do that all the time where I'm like, if I go and 10-2 right now, I'm going to lose this, whatever this is.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where I shine the most, is anywhere between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m., 3 a.m. That's where I enter the best fucking flow state, is when everything else around me is just absolutely shut down and quiet. Even the dog is quiet. Like I can literally like be here in my office and just like go crazy with my dope ass fucking pink lights. What's up? No, my pink lights. Look at this.
Yeah. I know, those are cool.
And then also, you can't see that. I don't know if you can see that Instagram, but it says Facebook, you can see that. It says Adam needs background. So it's a reminder for myself to make sure Adam needs. I know,
it's so funny because you're in the art department.
Yeah, and one might assume that I would put in a little more effort into the art department stuff, and I do, but it's my house. I don't want to do shit.
You want to do it however you want it.
I want to do whatever, however I want to do it. No, I'm gonna get something here eventually. Kelly's been making fun of me about not having anything here. The lights are better. I had absolutely nothing here. It was just this light.
You had a board. I remember.
And that was it.
Board. I was like, you at least can write something on the dry erase board.
I know. And I kept thinking, and I did the first like couple of weeks of doing the podcast. I realized after like going back through editing, it's not spoilers, but like there's like notes from my script on the whiteboard that I didn't erase at all.
Zoom in.
So you would see like, wait, who's Sandra? Who's Dom? Who's this? And it's just like, yeah, it was fun, but now not anymore. I learned my fucking lesson. Funny do to you too. And I didn't even notice it. My pothead fucking ass didn't even notice until like 3 weeks into the fucking podcast in COVID.
You had
realized, I'm like,
all your secrets out.
I'm like,
the world.
Damn it!
Did you have your pet on episode 33, guys? Adam's bank account number is also on the podcast.
It's right here.
Also on the video podcast.
Yeah, I write down my passwords.
That's what we should do. We should tell people which episodes have hidden clues so that people will go and watch those episodes and look for those.
You know, I might do that. I might actually go back and actually see. I don't know if you can really make out everything, but there's a couple of things like I could have seen, and I'm like, oh shit. So
we should totally do that. Like have like
Yeah.
something special on the board, on our board, and see how many people notice what's on there.
Yeah, there was a movie that did sort of the same. I can't remember which one, but it was a clever. It was basically like in the middle of the movie, and it just gave away the entire third act on this
Really?
whiteboard. And they did, and it like the shot is only like 3 seconds long, so you're in and out. Like
Yeah.
it's gone, but it's there. Like there's a little whiteboard, and it shows the entire plot points of Act 3.
Oh my gosh,
Just
that's
giving it all away.
crazy. That's so cool.
So if you pause it and if you blow up that just
Yeah.
part of the frame, you can probably make out what the plot points were in that act. I can't remember now.
Which movie is it?
Oh,
No,
it's called the not the Crazies. Oh man, it was like kind of like a mockumentary, but not really.
I kind of want to do that now. Like make that my thing. Like hide something in my film where it like spoils everything.
Yeah, no, it's a clever little like directing
That's so
thing.
cool. Yeah. That's so funny. I would totally do that.
God, what was that movie called? I think it's called the Crazies. No, that's not it. It's not the Crazies.
I haven't seen that though.
It's George Romero film. No, but it was from a different guy. I forgot what it's called, but basically like it's about it's a heavy subject, but it's like it deals with like school shootings and stuff like that. But it's a completely fictional story, but it's amazing. And it was made by these two kids from Ohio. Yeah. And they shot it with like one lavalier mic and one GoPro and a an old ass DSLR camera that like he borrowed. Like one of the main character who directed and wrote the entire thing and stars in it with his buddy, like borrowed his dad's DSLR. Old ass DSLR and just like shot his own thing with like one lavalier mic. Like that's the cool. Only thing.
Can you figure out what the film title is? You don't have to do it now because that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's gonna. I know. But once it comes to me, I'm gonna write it down too.
Yeah, because I want to watch it. I love
a really good movie. It's like it's also not long. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. It was like supposed to be a short film, and Kevin Smith, I think executive produced it, and it became like a bigger thing. And like it won awards, I want to say, but it's I think the Dirties, is that what it's called? The Dirties. Yeah.
Is it?
It's called The Dirties. The Dirties. It's Canadian, Ohio. Well, I'm out of my mind.
The Dirties.
The Dirties.
Okay, from 2013. The Dirties.
Shot for less than 10 grand.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's the story is incredible.
Is this the dirtiest movie? Oh.
No, The Dirties, just The Dirties.
The Dirties. Oh, okay.
DIRTIES.
Yeah. Oh, I see. There's a screenshot of it on IMDb that has the whiteboard.
Yeah. Oh, does it? Yeah.
The plot points on it. Shot. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and if you like pause it, you can see spoilers essentially.
That's awesome.
Before you can even finish the fucking movie. And the guy too, he didn't notice it till post too. He was on a podcast and he was like, I honestly, there's no such thing as dailies. There's no such thing as me looking at previous footage. I just literally dumped everything, edited, and I saw it and I was like, oh fuck. Well, it is what it is. They edited it together. They just still went for it. They still went
That's
away with it.
awesome.
I'm like,
Yeah, dailies is a luxury. Like when I did unemployment, I had 0 dailies. Yeah, I just did it.
You had your laptop and you know, just like did it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but The Dirties is a great movie. It came out in 2013, the year I graduated from high school. And I remembered it too because I went to the movie theater with my buddy and we didn't know anything about it. We just randomly, like, we went to the movie theater in Oakland and like the Independent Cinema, which is an independent movie theater. Such a great movie theater. I hope it's still there. If anybody there in Oakland area, please go to the Independent Cinema. It is fantastic. Anyways, I saw it there and I had no clue going in what the movie was about, and walking away from it just like blew my mind. So it's a great movie, you guys. The Dirties. Yeah, fantastic movie. Yeah. We're about an hour and 15. We did a pretty good. We did a little nice damage to you guys' time, and thank you so much for joining, you guys. We appreciate it. Instagram, we appreciate it. Facebook. Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to bring up, Christine?
Nah, I gotta go check out a 48-hour film edit and see how it goes.
But at least you're like, I mean, you're back to the familiar ways. So this is kind of like, it's probably like, I don't know, cathartic for you to fly back to the 48-hour.
Yeah, it's fun to be like, oh, even though I'm more experienced now, it doesn't make it. It is easier, but it's not like, oh, this is like it's still hard.
Well, no, I'm saying like it's something what you've done already so much, and you know,
yeah. No, it's fun.
With
it's
the
fun
new
for
experience. Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, I think we're out of show, ladies and gentlemen. Instagram, thank you so much. We love you.
Yes.
Facebook, we love you. So yeah, that's been the Get Realisms podcast. We're gonna be back next week. Go to urzelyfilm.com.
Oh my gosh, I might be in LA by next week too. I brought all my stuff, so I'll be.
I was gonna say, bring everything. Well, if your port's not working.
Well, it's only because I was exporting something. I think. Let me do it. Yeah. So if I think my other port. Let me just try it on my other
Neither
port.
here nor there, ladies and gentlemen.
I just finished the export, so I can unplug the drive, and I'm gonna try it. So
the next time we'll see
the other one.
Christine, ladies and gentlemen.
See, look, it works now. I think it's green now.
Well,
does it work? Hello.
Oh yeah, it works.
Yeah,
wow.
Is it better? Okay.
Yeah.
It was literally because the other port I think is damaged. So.
Gotcha.
Good to
know.
know. Time to get a new computer. Yeah. I need one.
All right. Well, I'm glad Christine figured out the microphone situation at the end of the podcast.
At the end
ladies
of the
and
podcast.
gentlemen, that has been the getrealisms.com for the book. Pick up the books. Come on. What are you doing with your life? Get the posters, the stickers. You guys, come on.
Stickers.
Who doesn't like stickers? And urzelyfilm.com to catch all of the Get Realisms podcast season 3 Urzely stuff over there. So yeah, that's it, Christine. I think I'm gonna go and make myself a hamburger.
That sounds lovely.
It is actually going to be lovely. I'm very excited. I got it all soaking in like soy sauce and stuff. It's going to be delicioso. You guys, that's it. I'm done.
All right.
Instagram, goodbye. We love you. Thank you.
Peace out.
So much. We appreciate you.